Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, I wasn't going to do a solar degree reading for today just because I had other things on. But my curiosity got the better of me and I went and I looked up what the symbols for today's solar degree is. So the sun is at 12 degrees Cancer and the Chandra symbol, or the inside degrees symbol, or however you want to call it, is many voices singing songs at the same time. Sorry, many voices singing different songs at the same time. This, even before I read the interpretation that they put with it, this brought to mind quite a beautiful vision in my head. Because, yeah, we may all be singing different songs, but that doesn't mean that they can't go together. Now, the interpretation that comes with this is when you touch into a place where timelessness prevails, you're greeted by all the many selves simultaneously here, now. If you can make room for them all, the music they make will prove to be innovative and extraordinary. But if you start to have preferences for some of them over the others, they will compete and clamour and generate dissonance. It takes a generous and wide open spirit to be able to contain all that you wish to bring through. It is so easy and tempting, so hard to resist thinking in those ways that labels part of the self wonderful and parts of the self terrible, parts of the world optimal and parts of the world trouble all the way. And if you take the over-rich mix of your greatly full nature and start to pick apart the pluses from the minuses, a volatile, seething and quite overly fermentive brew will be produced. You cannot afford judgments and arbitrary distinctions, biases and special tastes when facing a larger-than-life world which can come together only if you have no idea how and let the music play as it will. So there's so many different levels to that one symbol. There's a beautiful reference to our multidimensionality. Can't get my teeth in today. Excuse the pun. There's a beautiful image of our multidimensionality, but there's also a image of all the people together in the world. Which, if you've ever seen that Cosmic Egg animation, which has made the round on YouTube, about how one universe is all the same person reincarnating again and again and again and again, then that makes a lot of sense. It also, that step aside from judgment really strikes me as something quite important. There are loads of people fulfilling all different forms of karma on the planet at the moment. Let them get on with it. And that's not to say it in a, yeah, you over there, go on, clear off. I don't mean it like that. I mean, wish them well with it. Whatever they have to work through, let them work through it, and let them work through it in a way that is effective. Because I was going to say quickly and with ease, but those are both judgment statements as well, aren't they? Let them work through it effectively so that hopefully they don't have to do it again. Now the cards, I imagine my shuffle video might well have finished by now. The cards, I'll bring up the whole lot. They start off superb. We have nearly all major arcana in the first row, a divine pairing in the second row, capped off by the Fool, and just a real sense of growth and colour in this final row. Now, one thing I want to point out is that Six of Pentacles seems to be a really, really important point here. We have Six of Pentacles clarifying the Devil card here. Six of Pentacles finishing here with the Lovers. And Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the Spellcaster's Tarot deck. So finding value. And that's not saying, that's not about judgment. That's not saying that one thing is bad and another thing is good. I am saying that when you are looking at one thing in its isolation, irrelevant of how it relates to the things around it, you can look at it and see the value in that one thing. You can find the reason for it, the divine spark, the karmic lesson, the right that it has to exist. Now I'm embodying, not so much anthropomorphizing, but I am embodying everything here. Events, if you look at it in terms of physics, a space-time event is a thing. It has length, breadth, depth, which may vary and alter over time, and its other two sides, points, boundaries are beginning and end. So that in and of itself, so I'm not just talking about cat or person or chair. I'm talking about events that occur that can have a spirit all unto themselves. The events that occur that we see symbolized in the language of astrology, that we see symbolized in the language of tarot. Everything has its value. Everything has its right to exist at the point that it exists. That means even the bad stuff. Even the bad stuff. Yeah, when you are operating under the illusion of time, bad stuff needs to finish. We need to get rid of bad stuff. But that doesn't mean that it didn't have some form of instructional value, karmic value, whole God works in mysterious ways value, because let's face it, we're not going to understand everything, are we? But there is a value in everything, even the poo things. Now, so we're starting on this first wave of energy that I'm looking at for this 12 degrees Cancer reading. We have the devil, which I'm really getting a sense of Capricorn energy here. I'm not bothered about that devil at all. I'm seeing more the empowering image of the devil, such as when working with the Goetia, for example, than I am addictions and limitations. And I'm seeing the Capricorn energy is in the structure that can be built, especially with it being clarified not just by the Six of Pentacles, because you can also say that's you're putting the value on the limitations, but by the fact that in this trading card deck I made, I've used Londo Malari from Babylon 5 as the Six of Pentacles, as the being that could always see the value in things. And whatever you may say about Londo, he was a good negotiator. He knew how to, or he thought he knew how to get what it was that he wanted. And I'm feeling positive about it because underneath we have the Magician, and I hadn't noticed that two of the cards, they must have stuck together. They do that. That's probably why you saw me on the shuffle video picking them all apart, because the varnish that I used on them sort of makes them stick together when they sit for any length of time. But we have the Magician, so your own power, and that, I almost feel there's that act of summoning. He's levitating that ball in front of him, and that is the energy that is supporting the devil. So he's summoning something into existence. He is creating something using that structure energy of Capricorn. And at the bottom, the High Priestess with the Seven of Cups. Now that Seven of Cups is telling me that there are many paths and that you can find the right one forward for yourself. Okay, so this one wants to come out. Oh, there's two of them. And it's my old mate Renove. So the devil has been clarified by the devil. This one. And Eight of Wands with Renove. So Moloch and Renove. So that doesn't change how I feel at all. Apart from things that we set into motion today can, one, have a lasting effect looking at this. And once they gather momentum, will go fast. I'm not saying they'll start fast. Because Renove is much like Londo, only better at it. Renove was, for the Eight of Wands here, was a demon that goes round spreading peace and bringing diplomacy. So it's almost, after the two rather disheartened interpretations of the last 2 days symbol, this is really giving that sense of hope, that sense of being able to bring something together. We have, as I say, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Now everyone knows the King of Wands is my favourite card here. And again, we have the High Priestess appearing in the form of Storm with the Queen of Wands. So there's almost like the Queen of Wands doesn't take no nonsense, good at manifesting, good at acting when necessary. And with Storm being the High Priestess here, it's almost like there are certain actions that will need to be taken, and they will happen like a hurricane. But in the meantime, you can build, you can educate, and you can very slowly trim. The White Queen is the Queen of Swords here, Emma Frost. She's a complex character, sometimes good, sometimes bad. So one thing I'm feeling from that is, with the King of Wands being the more important energy here, waste not, want not. There ain't nothing around that cannot be reused, repurposed, renovated. I mean, we are in retrograde system. It is all the re-words. For a greater purpose. Waste not, want not. Because all of this union is bringing together a new beginning. We've got the Human Torch again here as the sun. And here, surging ahead from the Magician as the Knight of Wands. So there is that. There's fire to be had today. And of course there's fire. Mars is in Aries. But there is something that you can commit to once you see the value in it. There will be, it will require strength. It will require balance. Two of Swords here. But an uncompromising attitude won't get you anywhere. An insatiable hunger while defeating yourself in the same process won't get you anywhere. More is that image of sitting back, enjoying working with others, listening to all those many songs and deciding to build. And it's not even a matter of if you build it, they will come. It's more, if you start building, other people will help. So if you start building, they will come. But I'm not going to call the reading that. I've got no idea what I'm going to call this. Apart from it, there is a beautiful chorus. A beautiful chorus of many, many people wanting to work towards a better world and finally having the tools here with the divine pairing of the King and Queen of Wands, having the tools to surge forward for the new beginning, which will be fertile. Yes, you have to commit to losing certain things. Yes, your actions may well appear justified due to losses that you've had, but it's going to sound awful depending on what the loss is. But forget the loss, concentrate on the building, concentrate on the gain. That's what I could call the reading. Forget the loss, concentrate on the gain. Because you can make a decision, make a commitment to really surge ahead on a new beginning here, in concert with others, in concert with at least one other. You know, this is sort of a microcosm, macrocosm. I'm seeing these readings more as a macrocosm thing. But that's just me. If you can take it personally, then yeah, take it personally. I don't mind. It will hopefully be useful for you. So if you like the video, give it a like. As I say, these solar degree readings, I'm not going to promise that they're going to be daily because I'm not sure my schedule will allow that. But they'll turn up and come along when I get chance and when I get inspired. I'm loving working with these symbols. I think there was one other symbol. The other thing is, yeah, this backs up what I was saying about repurposing, renovating. Wind blowing through an old Pan's pipe. The image is that there is a pipe left on the ground by a satyr. The wind picks it up, discovers that whistling through it, it makes a noise. So the wind carries it and plays with it and puts it at the right angles so it makes a tune that it likes. It then plays that tune. Now, where did I read this? Was it online? No. The wind has found that by shifting, songs are created. It is playing with a pipe which a satyr dropped as he was chasing some nymphs. The wind tosses the pipe into the air and then flows through it, inventing patterns as it goes until it finds one it especially likes, an entrancing, unpredictable tune that suits its spirit. Far below, a girl who is passing, listening to the wind's song. She hums along with it, and above her the wind hears an echo to its tune. Sometimes at night the song returns to her, and as she sings it to herself, falling asleep, the wind comes to listen outside her window, proud and smiling. That is beautiful, and that's what we can do. Create tunes to make the world a happier place. Well, that's a lot more positive than the last 2 days, isn't it? All right, comment down below. See you later.